Some colors don't just wash you out, they erase you. I found that out on a day I thought I looked pulled together. Soft cream blouse, gold earrings, lipstick just right. But later, when I saw the photos, my skin looked dull, my eyes a bit lifeless. I told myself the lighting was bad. It wasn't. The blouse was. The wrong shade can drain your face, dull your presence, and make even well-made clothes look like discount rack finds. And you might be wearing one right now. Past 60, your skin undertone shifts, your hair loses some depth, and colors that once worked in your 40s can suddenly work against you. It's just biology. But before you even speak, the wrong color can still hint at things you'd never want to say. Tired, dated, distracted. Colors have social weight. A tone that once felt refined can now quietly suggest neglect. I've watched it happen. A woman steps into a room in something beautifully tailored, but the color steals her whole presence. This isn't about chasing trends or tossing half your closet. It's about taking back the quiet influence of color, because color's not decoration. It's a signal. It shapes how others see you and how you see yourself. We're going to look at 7 shades that quietly work against you, and the deeper, richer ones that can lift your look the moment you put them on, and the one you've relied on for years might be the first to go. Let's start with a so-called neutral many women swear by, one that may be quietly pulling you down. The first troublemaker? That yellowed, tired white, not the rich cream of new silk, not the clean ivory of fine linen, but the faded shade that shows up after too many washes. On a hanger, it looks harmless. Under your chin, it pulls the warmth from your skin, dulls the shine in your silver hair, and makes your smile work overtime just to bring back the light. I figured this out at my niece's wedding. I wore a blouse I'd trusted for years, soft, familiar, one I thought of as a sure thing. But in the photos, my skin looked muted and my eyes less alive. I blamed the photographer's settings at first. The real reason was simpler. The blouse's undertone had shifted, and I hadn't noticed. Detergents, sunlight, even the air in your closet, they all conspire over time to give white fabrics a faint yellow cast. You can miss it on the hanger, but it shows up on you. And without meaning to, it can make your clothes seem older or less cared for than they are. The test is easy. In daylight, hold the garment against a sheet of fresh printer paper. If the paper makes the blouse look flat or dingy, that color's working against you. Cool undertones look alive in a bright optic white. Warm undertones light up in a clean cream with depth. The right white acts like the best kind of lighting. It frames your face and does half the work for you. The wrong one doesn't just mute your features. It changes the whole story people see. Some colors don't just get noticed, they take over. Neon pinks, electric greens, blazing oranges. The moment you walk in, they announce themselves. But past a certain point, they stop highlighting you and start stealing the whole scene. I watched it happen in a checkout line. A woman 2 spots ahead wore a neon chartreuse raincoat. No one could miss her, but the coat was all anyone saw. After a glance, people's eyes slid away, almost relieved to land on something calmer. Neons are often tied to quick-turn fashion and teenage trends. On younger faces, they read as playful. On someone with more life behind them, they can be read, unfairly, as trying too hard or a little out of step. And wearing them can make you feel like you're on display instead of being truly noticed. If you crave bold color, go for jewel tones. Sapphire, emerald, amethyst. They're still vivid, but they frame your face instead of competing with it. A deep ruby blouse against silver hair pulls the focus to your eyes, not the decibels of your clothes. It's not brightness itself that works against you. It's when the color shouts so loud, the rest of you gets lost. Some colors play both sides. In one shade, they read as refined. In another, they look forgotten. Brown is a prime example. Camel, chestnut, rich coffee, they hold their own year after year. But a flat, muddy brown with a gray undertone can make even the best cut coat look like it's been sitting in the back of a closet too long. I had a wool skirt in that very shade. In my head, it was warm and classic. In photos, it drained every bit of light from my face. My silver hair looked limp, my skin tired, and the whole outfit gave the feeling I'd just pulled on whatever was clean instead of something chosen. Deep, rich browns suggest stability, tradition, warmth. Washed out ones suggest dust and neglect. And here's the thing, undertone counts more than fabric price. A $500 coat in the wrong brown can age you faster than a $50 one in the right tone. The fix is to go richer or lighter. Warm undertones pair well with golden camel. Cool undertones shine next to deep espresso. And texture matters. Suede, fine wool, or a soft sheen can keep the shade looking alive. When a color's message shifts against you, it doesn't just flatten your clothes. It changes the whole story you walk into the room with. Some shades look gentle on the hanger but weigh you down once you wear them. Pale, ashy pastels are the worst. Lavender with too much gray, powder blue without brightness, peach that's lost the peach. I learned this with a pale mauve sweater I wore to meet an old friend for coffee. In the mirror, it felt calm and understated. By midday, I noticed I felt smaller, quieter, almost like the sweater had decided we'd keep the conversation low. Muted pastels don't just soften you, they swallow light. That can flatten your features and dull the spark in your eyes. In the wrong moment, they read less like elegance and more like you're fading into the wallpaper. You don't have to give up pastels. Just trade the washed-out versions for ones with more clarity. A clear rose instead of dusty pink. A fresh sky blue instead of powder. Those tones send light back to your face and in turn lift your mood. Color has a way of speaking for you. When the shade near your face feels alive, you do too, and people notice. If the wrong pastel can dim your mood, a deadened neutral can wipe out your whole look. Flat, uninspired gray is the main offender, not the depth of charcoal or the softness of heather, but that concrete shade with no undertone, no texture, no pulse. On the hanger, it promises versatility. On your body, it erases every contour. Even the sharpest tailoring loses its bite when the fabric gives nothing back to the light. The trouble isn't just the color, it's how it handles light. Flat gray swallows shadows, so your shape disappears no matter how well the piece is cut. In photos or from across the room, it can make you seem withdrawn or tired, sending a signal you probably don't mean. The fix is to choose gray with intent. Heather has movement. Warm taupe feels current and refined. Charcoal defines your outline without the weight of black. And if you love a clean base, add a patterned scarf or bold brooch to put the contrast and your shape back where it belongs. The right neutral holds you up. The wrong one makes you vanish. There was a time when matching every detail was the gold standard. Purse with shoes, blouse with lipstick, scarf with skirt. Now, perfect matching often says something different. Stiff, a bit dated, maybe even drained of fun. I saw it at a spring fundraiser. A woman wore a lavender jacket, skirt, pumps, and clutch, each piece beautiful on its own. But together, they formed one solid block of color that swallowed her features. Eyes slid past her face without stopping. When every shade is the same, you lose contrast. And without contrast, there's nothing for the eye to follow. Your presence turns into a single flat panel instead of something that feels alive. I've done it too. It wasn't until I started mixing shades and textures, blush with deep rose, navy pants with a soft mist blue sweater, and silver jewelry, that I realized you can be coordinated without being a paint chip. The shift was immediate. If your outfits feel too safe, break them apart. Let one piece take the spotlight and the rest play backup. You'll see the difference in how people look at you. Their eyes land on you, not your outfit's color code. And sometimes, It's not sameness that dates you. It's the opposite. Colors so loud they feel like a costume. Some colors don't just stand out, they drown you out. Bubblegum pink, crayon yellow, cartoon purple, sweet on a child, but on a grown woman, they can read more as costume than choice. These shades carry the look of toy aisles and picture books, not the feel of a boardroom, a quiet dinner, or a moment when you want your words to land. Side by side, the difference is clear. One row straight from a toy shelf, the other its grown-up relatives, raspberry, marigold, plum. Same energy, but with depth and purpose. I learned this after buying a turquoise silk blouse. Perfect cut, beautiful fabric, yet every time I wore it, the color stole the scene. People remembered the woman in the turquoise blouse, not me. Bold colors aren't the enemy. The trouble comes when they're pure saturation with no grounding. Without a deeper undertone or a neutral beside them, they take over. The fix is to refine, not retreat. Swap bubblegum for rosewood, acid green for emerald, sunshine yellow for mustard. Let neutrals hold the frame so the color feels intentional, not chaotic. Richer shades say you're present and in control. They don't compete for attention. They give it back to you. We've just walked through 7 colors that can quietly work against you, and the richer, more deliberate shades that can lift you the moment you put them on. Picture this. You step into a room wearing colors that belong to you. Your silver hair catches the light. Your skin looks awake. People notice your expression before they notice your outfit. And when they do notice the clothes, it's because they're framing you, not competing with you. That's the real pull of color. It's not just decoration, it sends a message. It shapes how others see you, and it shapes how you see yourself. The part that catches most women off guard? Sometimes the shade you've trusted for years is the one quietly dulling you. The wrong tones can drain warmth, blur your shape, or steal the spotlight. The right ones give it back. They sharpen your outline, reflect light toward your face, and show the confidence you've earned. Open your closet this week and pull one piece you suspect is holding you back. Replace it with a shade that wakes you up. Wear it on a day that matters, and notice how the room, and you, shift. Tell me in the comments, which color in your closet is getting its farewell, and which new one is stepping in?